Welcome back to the most cinematic Valheim series, in which I take on Hardcore Valheim with no map, no portals, and when I die, I lose everything. In the last episode, we sailed to the infested citadel, where I was able to take down the queen on our second attempt. But that victory was short-lived, because after clearing that hurdle, we were now faced with an even bigger problem, namely the Ashlands. Since this zone was designed with the use of portals in mind, I took the next 100 days gearing up and building an outpost in the southernmost region of the map, which I would use as a forward base as I attempted to explore the Ashlands. I also trained in the dark arts of blood magic, which I would use as extra layer protection and expand my offensive capabilities. As prepared as I could be, I sailed towards the red water and crossed over into the Ashlands. We're just going to take it really slow here. I want to drink all my potions too. Voyaging into the Ashlands is one of the most dangerous things in Valheim, and since I had no portals, I would have to make this trip countless times. So in order to streamline my sailing, and to ensure I was able to find my way back, I placed wisp torches on the rocks to guide me to shore. Of course the wind's bad now. My goal for this first trip was to make it to shore and set up a small base camp that I could build up over time. But if you guys played in the Ashlands, you know that this biome is not very habitable, and getting any sort of base set up is easier said than done. No bone serpents yet. Alright, what are we looking at here? Got a rock in front of me here. On the right side of this rock. Usually I like to dock before, but I think I just want to dock right on shore. Be alright. Already a lot of people. And he's a 1-star already. My plan of entering the Ashlands toward the center of the map seems to have worked because I didn't have much trouble sailing, but not even docked yet, there were still hordes of Chard trying to fight me off. Nice. We have landed on the Ashlands, guys. Now, I want to eat this and summon some more dead risers here. I want to grab some stone now. And they're all dying. They're all 1-stars. Okay, I gotta start placing down campfires. The Ashlands being the most mob-dense biome in the game, I immediately wanted to start controlling the spawning of enemies. So I started placing down campfires around my landing area. This is because, unlike most other things, the campfire doesn't burn and won't be destroyed. Alright, I'm gonna pull back a little bit. Build another campfire here. I'm on a few more dead risers. Alright. We're not doing too bad. Thinking I gained a foothold, I quickly tried to get something down that'd be safe for me to rest in. But as I'd come to find out, in hardcore Ashlands, there is no place that's safe. These are not immune to fire blobs, so this is just going to be a temporary thing. What I was referring to here is that when lava blobs are killed, they explode, dealing damage to not only structures but also terrain, meaning raising the ground was not as effective. I thought this was actually going quite well, but this is when I ran into my first problem. When building in Valheim, you attract a lot of attention from nearby enemies, and in the Ashlands, well, this means you'll be easily overwhelmed. Heart burned. Makes sense. I can stuff most of the stuff in here now, though. Oh God. Are you kidding me? Getting at least a little something set up, I thought this was a good time to head back to base. I'll come back in a bit. Undead army marches. Sick. Okay, I'm gonna leave. At least pull back a little bit. And just when I was planning my retreat, an undead army came to try to stop me, forcing me to fight them off before I could sail back to South Harbor. Well, this is not good. I'm almost out of frost arrows. Get me out. Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to survive that without the shield. Thanks, guys. I mean, I didn't get much progress. At least I landed, though. Get me out of there. That place is horrible. That's just as bad as I thought it was going to be. Well, not being the most successful first journey, at least I came out with my life. Oh, it's so good to be home. Ah. So much better. Look how peaceful this is. And this was the whole reason it took 100 days in the last episode setting up South Harbor, so I could always retreat to a safe place to quickly resupply before heading back to the front lines. And after taking a few days, I was ready to sail back to the Ashlands. Alright, I gotta look for my torches now. Should have went that way. That looks pretty clear.
Must have lost where I was at.
I guess my wisp torch plan didn't work out as well as I thought it was going to, because I quickly forgot where I landed, and for yet another time, I got a little lost.
Yeah, I didn't sail this far.
But the good thing about the Ashlands is you can always turn around and follow the way you came pretty easily.
Oh, he's dead.
After spending a whole day lost, I decided to stop back at home before going out again.
I'm being hunted out here. Oh, there it was. Found it. What am I doing? Okay. Oh God. Oh my God, another one just spawned. Come on now.
As you can see, I'm trying not to spend too much time in the water, because in the Ashlands if you sit in the ocean too long, it actually starts to burn you and can quickly kill you if you can't get out in time. Making it back to the Ashlands, my goal was to try to continue clearing the area and setting up a small base in which I could use as a checkpoint. In the Ashlands, you really don't get a break from the fighting. There's always a constant stream of creatures coming to ruin your day. I would have to be extra careful here because dying now would mean losing more than 100 hours of progress, something that would be very hard to recover from.
Ew. Whoops. Oh, hello. I blew up my chest. What's going on there? Ah. Damn. Oh my gosh, dude. Perfect. Dude. God. What do I do, guys? That was probably the closest to death I've been in a long time. Like, yeah, I get like the little one-off like hits on me where it knocks me down to like single digit, but when I got hit there by the arrow and it interrupted my shield.
By now, you can probably see the flaws in my approach. Building right on shore means that all the enemies in the area are constantly drawn to me, so it's time to rethink my plan and go back to tried and true Valheim strategies.
It's a good thing I built this base over here because I don't think I would have been able to survive if I just rammed myself into the Ashlands.
So the new plan was to employ a method which many other Valheim players use, and that is building a tiny base on one of the rock spires away from shore. Most players use this strategy in order to get a portal down before heading inland, but of course, I don't have any portals, and I would need enough room to fit all the stuff I need to explore the Ashlands safely. So I need to build a decent sized base on one of the spires far enough away from danger, but also close enough to reach the shore.
Okay, I'm gonna stop here. Summon some skeletons up. My skeletons aren't doing shit. Well, I thought I wasn't going to be able to use a ladder for a second. There it is. They shot him.
And right by where I landed, I found a 3-spire formation that I thought would be perfect for my new outpost. This way I could be a little off from shore, but also jump to the other spires to reach the Ashlands.
They're freaking attacking my shit.
But even out here, I was not completely safe from the danger of the Ashlands.
Okay, good. They're pushing my ship away. Stop, 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 stop. Oh my god. I hate this zone, guys.
And after a few close calls, I finally had a relatively safe platform in which to build my new forward outpost, which I would dub Ashguard. Okay. We're already doing better than before. Now, what do I want to do with this?
Nice. That's my guy. I think I'll have the entrance on this side, and then I'll have the way to the Ashlands over here. I'm gonna have to go back and repair my pickaxe eventually too. Alright, so I'll kind of snake around to here, hit this area, then go in between these two. I can kind of take that one down too a little bit. We're gonna go for a round design actually here.
For this base, I wanted to use different materials than I usually do. And to more fit the Ashland vibe, I decided to use grouston and marble, which obviously was not the most convenient of materials, but at this point you guys know me. When it comes to building, I kind of get carried away.
Let's leave it like that for now, I think. Oh boy. Need to summon, next time I have more Iter, I need to summon 3 archers just on that pillar up there. Look at how many enemies are down there. My god. Oh my, there's so many of them. What are they doing? Just wrecking all my shit. Stop. Yeah, I think I go back and resupply. Prepare my stuff, get some more arrows. No. Don't do it. Alright, we're good.
After my quick pit stop at South Harbor, I was ready to continue construction in the Ashlands. But because I wanted to use grouston, I would have to mine the pillars in the Red Sea, a dangerous task for any Viking, but especially so on hardcore. But this was of course a necessity, and well worth the risk of death. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm fine. This is way too dangerous for no reason. After that was done, I was ready for the next phase in the build. My plan for Ashgard was just to be a small outpost with enough room for the necessities. I wouldn't need to build it up too much because South Harbor was only a 3-minute boat ride, and I could always sail back there if I needed anything. Out my way. This was definitely better than my last location. The charge still come, but they're unable to hit me, so I was relatively safe. And after running out of material, I sailed back home to resupply. While I'm resupplying, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. We are now over 5,000 subscribers, which puts our next milestone at the big 10K. I would also like to give a quick shout out to our goated channel members, which is not necessary, but very much appreciated. With all that being said, let's get back to the video. Never really get good wind, do we? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was taking a little extra time on this base because I was kinda dreading actually going into the Ashlands, because I knew once I went in there was a good chance that I might not come out alive. So I was taking this time to strategize my approach in hopes of minimizing my risk. Should probably be wearing my feather cable doing this, huh? And as you guys can see, I couldn't not add some roof features, even in the deadliest biome in Valheim. Alright, let's sail back. Running out of resources yet again, I took another boat ride back to South Harbor. I really don't know how you guys play with portals. I personally think it's much more enjoyable to spend numerous hours sailing back and forth to the same location just to get some wood and some food. And right back to the Ashlands I went, hopefully to finish Ashgard so I can actually start to make some progress.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate this biome. I hate it. Oh, I'm so stressed.
Finally done with the main structure of Ashgard, I started to flesh out the inside to make it a proper base.
This work? It does.
And because I had limited space, I had to get a little creative with my placements.
Nice. I can place it on top of this. This weather. This is worse than the Mistlands.
Finally having a semi-safe place to rest my head, I sailed back home to prepare for my eventual journey into the Ashlands. For this, I would need to restock my frost arrows because they're still the best arrow to use for most enemies in the Ashlands. And when I go up against new enemies, I like to be as prepared as possible because I don't know how much damage I'll deal to them or how much damage they'll deal to me. So in playing Hardcore Valheim, it's crucial to take all precautions, especially at this point in my adventure.
Bro. What is that?
At this time, I was also going back to the tree roots to collect sap, since my extractors were located on the island next to the mountain. Sailing back and forth between islands, I slowly gathered my resources.
Huh. I went up to the dock to look for my ship, and I'm like, where is it at? I forgot I left it on the other side of the island. Oh my god. Why does it do so much damage?
I also took this time to gather up all the stuff I needed for a decent rested buff at Ashcard, which all you Valheim players know is the best buff in the whole game. I've covered it in previous videos, but seriously, keep this buff on you at all times. No. Oh. With that all being done, I was ready for my first foray into the Ashlands. I wanted to start out like I usually do, by hugging the coastlines, just to collect the new basic materials. But unlike other biomes, I would not be able to utilize the coastlines in the Ashlands, because most of the good resources actually spawn inland. Bro. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, there's a warrior down there too. Okay. I decided to bring my Black Forge over as well. This is so I can repair Spine Snap, which I was going to use quite often in this biome, because spirit damage here is actually quite useful for once. Alright, 3 bows. We're gonna go down the coast a little bit to the left. I summoned 3 skeleton archers again. This is so my friends would stay away from danger and we could whittle down the enemies from a distance. No. Making my way down the coastline, I gathered all the basic Ashland food material. This would make it so I could cook better foods that would help me when I went more inland. My god, it's just never ending. Look at how many of them there are. With the help of my Staff of Protection and Skeleton crew, I was able to survive my first real journey into the Ashlands. Now that I had some new materials, I went back home to utilize it. Come on. Come on now. Making it back home, I had to decide where I was going to put the ash vine. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the look of my nice walls. You guys will have to let me know what you think. And once again, I had to sail over to get some sap. Not having any roots on this island is actually really inconvenient, but I couldn't really be too picky about the island I built on, considering I have no map.
I still got skeletons over here. How's that work?
I was finally able to upgrade my Iter food. This would mean I'd be less reliant on the Mistland resources going forward. With that done, I sailed back to Ashgard to explore down the other coastline for a bit. I did this just so I'd get to know my surrounding area better.
Why is there... Holy sh... There's way too many of them. There's like 15 of them.
With the army of undead cleared out from around my base, I ventured down the coast, clearing out all enemies as I went, making sure I stayed behind my skeletons and keeping a safe distance, and eventually stumbling upon my first putrid hole.
I need some men with me. Where'd they go?
And because I didn't have enough Iter to summon any skeletons, I was forced to leave for now. And since I scouted out the general area, I was ready to start going deeper into the Ashlands. So I went back to South Harbor to make sure I had everything I needed.
Oh, wow. Looks alright.
All ready to go, I came up with a game plan of how I would navigate the Ashlands safely without getting lost. And to do this, I would use a strategy that I implemented all the way back in the meadows, one that carried me before I had a boat, this of course being the hoe. Just like all the way back in episode 1, I was going to make paths I could follow around the Ashlands to ensure I would never get lost.
Oh, whoa. That's way too big.
Since I'd be moving slowly with my skeleton entourage, I decided I would bring along a cart to carry all the valuable things I didn't have room in my inventory for. I also decided to bring plenty of wood and stone for campfires to help reduce creature spawns along my path.
He's in the cart. What you doing in there, bro? Get out. I wish he was an archer.
With my cart and skeletons beside me, I was finally ready to head inland in hopes of finding a charred fortress. But the deeper you go into the Ashlands, the more dangerous it becomes, with harder enemies and environmental dangers like lava. I'd have to take it slow and keep safe behind my bodyguards. I quickly learned that just one Ashfin, or Morgan, was enough to take out my skeletons, and I'd have to be extra cautious around these creatures, because they could easily kill me if they caught me off guard.
Oh, I can't summon anymore.
After defeating monster after monster and making some decent progress, the sun started to set, so I returned to Ashgard for the night.
$6.44.
And on day 644, I encountered my first fallen Valkyrie, in which I actually made short work of.
Nice. No.
The cart is of course not fireproof and does sometimes combust in the Ashlands.
Looks like shore over here. It's kind of weird. Maybe I should try going this way. Oh.
Hitting the shoreline, I went back to Ashgard to resupply before branching off my path deeper into the biome. I've been doing pretty good thus far, and the campfires actually started to reduce the number of enemies I was facing.
Oh, there's a fortress over there.
I had found my first fortress a ways in from shore. Now all I needed to do was extend my path to it, and part 1 of my interior Ashlands plan would be complete.
Yeah, I think I need my guys back. But there's a fortress over there, at least. Holy shit. God.
As you guys can see, having good armor and health food is still very important in hardcore, because you never know when you're going to take a big hit, and the shield doesn't always protect you. After sleeping through the night, I made my way back over to try to complete the path to the fortress. Little did I know there would be a lot of enemies in my way.
Oh god. No. We cleared it. It's way out there in the distance.
The weather all of a sudden took a turn for the worse, and I had to pull back for now.
Pull back. Just runs away in the lava. Okay, there we go. There's way too much ambient noise in this biome.
I don't know about you guys, but I always get constant sound glitches in the Ashlands. It's probably because there's always constantly noise going on. It's definitely not a performance issue because my computer is really good, and I'm getting a constant 180 frames. But it's really annoying, especially when I'm trying to edit. This has been a problem ever since the Ashlands came out, and I really hope Iron Gate fixes it soon.
Alright. See if we can make it over to the fortress. And there's 5 million Twitchers over here. Oh, he's gonna die. Yeah, looks like we're pretty much close enough here. Yeah, we can even see the archers on the walls. Flame metal right there too. Looks like. Go back, get some more frost arrows. Probably, well, yeah, some more food for sure, and then definitely build up a little. Oh shit. Oh, yeah, no. I'll have to just archery this guy. Yeah, no. I'm good. Alright, I'm running away. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh, there's 2 blobs.
Pulling back to Ashgard, it was time to prepare for my first fortress. And yes, this means I would once again have to go back and make more food and sail to get more frost arrows. The endless cycle of no map, no portal hardcore.
There are two of them. Back to South Harbor we go.
Coming home to South Harbor really does feel relieving for me. I kind of enjoy having a break from the constant assault of monsters in the Ashlands, so it took some time restocking my chests and cooking food. Something interesting that I kind of forgot about is that in HARDCORE Valheim, the enemies actually are 20% bigger and 20% faster. Thinking back, this kind of explains why some of the enemies were a lot scarier than usual. For example, when I was taking on the mountains, the wolves seemed so much stronger, and not just in damage and health. The speed buff could actually explain this, because them already being really fast, it pretty much makes them impossible to kite. But the other buff to the enemies, them being 20% bigger, might actually be an advantage for me, because there are bigger targets for my bow. Just another reason why the bow is hands down not only the manliest, but the single best weapon in all of Valheim.
Looky here, boys. Yeah, where's he at? Let's be on a different island. No. That would have been a shitty way to die, I'm not gonna lie. Need to get more stamina. Only problem with that is I need to go to the meadows again for raspberries. Stamina. Stamina?
And with my little break over, it was time to load my boat and head back to the Ashlands.
Some arrows. See how far we can get with this. Do you just always face headwinds when you're going to the Ashlands, or what?
The plan for my first fortress was to pillar up outside the wall and take out the skugs on the corners with my bow. Then I'd move around the outside trying to find an angle on the spawners, hopefully clearing it out completely from outside the walls. But I'd also have to contend with the creatures outside the walls as well, so I'd have to keep my skeletons close.
Destroyed all the shields at one time. Swing! Swing! Okay, we want this. We want a tower.
Okay, that one's broke. Now we need to get the other one down. Yeah, that one's broke too. I think the other corners are clear, it looks like. It's getting dark, so I'm gonna head back, sleep, and then come back in the morning. God, he actually almost killed me. Oh God. I think death can just come from anywhere. How much resources I had to burn just to get here. That's crazy, man. There goes them all. Let's check if there's another one in the other corner or not. There is. There's one in all four corners. Okay, so I'll have to back up this way. Maybe I can get an angle on this one somehow. Might be able to reach the corners. Oh, I broke it. Can I hit this one now? I really can't tell if I'm hitting it or not. I feel like this should be good though. Yep, there it goes. Okay. Don't really know how I'm gonna reach the spawners. Alright, we're gonna try to summon the skeletons on the ramparts here and see if it works. Or will it summon them on top of me? Summons them on top of me. Maybe from here I'll be able to see inside of it. Alright, I'll come back tomorrow. Replenish my stone. Alright, my plan's working somewhat. I'm able to get here with very little fighting, so that's good. Look at all that. Yeah, they're gonna start throwing stuff at me. I can reach that one spawner though. If I can weave the shots. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm hitting it. Oh, the warlock's out though. I gotta kill the warlock for sure. Okay. This one's done. Nice. I can go to the other side maybe and hit that other one. Can I maybe hit this one from over here? Yep, I can. It dead? It's gone. All right, we're in business, guys. Okay. Let's save some arrows now. Is everything clear? I think they're all gone.
Nice, guys. We did it. I got 12 flint metal ore. Oh, and I got a bloodstone. That means I could get the troll staff. I should be safe here for the night. Let's see if I can get into this. Yes, there we go. And we're in. And there's the boss toad up there. Yes. Oh, this is going well. And 31. Let's go. Molten core. No, well, I can't use those. Okay, where is he at? Wow, that's helpful. Actually kind of is. Like, maybe I can do this trick to it in this direction. Ooh, it doesn't really match, though. I mean, me getting that bloodstone means I can pretty much clear any fortress with the troll staff I want to. Just easily. I don't have to use all those arrows. Really nice. Tried to kill me. Clearing the charred fortress, I was now making good progress, and I even had a lead on the direction of Fader, which brings me to part 2 of my Ashland plan. Now that I knew a general direction, I would use this fortress as a checkpoint and create a path towards Fader, while clearing all other fortresses along the way, creating more safe, natural checkpoints as I draw closer to the current final boss. Doing this would also mean I would collect a lot of flame metal that didn't require me to risk my life mining the flame metal spires, which sink into the lava once mined and are generally pretty dangerous. This would be my new plan going forward. After collecting all the spoils from the siege fortress, I wanted to stop by the Putrid Hole to collect some soft tissue before I went back to South Harbor. There's actually one more thing I want to do before I go. Now that I had skeletons to use as shields, I was easily able to take down the Morgan. Do the rest of me. Here we go. But I mostly wanted the soft tissue. Alright, time to go back to South Harbor. With a boat full of material, I was finally ready to make some upgrades to my gear, even if they were minor. I needed all the help I could get if I was going to find Fader. We finally got it. Getting flame metal also unlocked the last tier of food, which would be a big help in the future.
Now that the ore was smelted and my chores were done, I sailed over to Ashgard to use the Black Forge. Alright, I want to make an Ash Fang. Cape. And the axes. I think it's finally time to retire the Huntsman bow. At least for now. I think running the Ash Fang and Spine Snap is probably the better option. Yeah. I was able to run all the way to the fortress without fighting one enemy. Really good. With my new Ash Fang and Berserker axes, I was ready to continue my exploration. But first, I would set up a little checkpoint, just so I could rest if I needed to. I felt like this is important since my paths were continually expanding and I didn't want to get caught out at night. If you guys have used the Berserker axes before, you would know they're pretty good, and I would now use them quite a bit to take out charge to save on arrows. It's not pretty like most of my builds, but it's functional. And now that it was done, I was ready to start constructing my paths again, this time in the general direction of Fader. Oh nice, I got the trophy. Because of all the lava fields, I was not able to directly head towards Vader's direction. I tried my best to stay on that general course. Oh, what the? Alright, I'm running away. Fuck that. Yeah, I got set campfires, otherwise they're just gonna keep spawning in behind me. Maybe I should mine this one. You can almost jump across to it. Going back to Ashgard for the night, I decided to sail home because I got the Ashfin trophy, which would allow me to upgrade my dead razor, giving me 4 skeletons instead of 3, which is actually pretty massive and definitely worth the upgrade. I definitely need this. Ooh, I don't have enough either. Any more sap? I must have a little bit of sap, right? At this point, I was trying to decide which Ashlands armor I would go for. This whole time I've been using heavy armor because of the one-shot capability of all the hardcore monsters. And if you don't know how armor works, I'll explain quick. If your armor value is less than half the incoming damage, you take 1 less damage per armor. But if your armor value is more than half the incoming damage, this is the formula used. But because everything does double damage in the very hard setting, you usually get the flat 1 damage reduction. But now I'm using the Staff of Protection, which protects me from one-shots as long as I have the shield active. So I was thinking instead of upgrading to the Flame Metal set, I would go for the medium option and craft the Ask Armor set. Well, this set has 30 less armor when upgraded, meaning a potential of 30 more damage taken. It also comes with really good benefits for my playstyle, those being a stamina usage reduction pretty much all across the board, plus a buff to pierce, which obviously would make my bow deal slightly more damage. Not to mention I would have 20% better movement speed as well for not wearing heavy armor, making it easier for me to kite and avoid attacks. Taking all these factors into account, I thought that the Ask Armor set might be the best option. Let me know what you guys think.
Wow, okay. Oh god. Okay.
Continuing my path, I ventured deeper into the Ashlands, hoping to find another fortress to test my new troll staff on.
There's another fortress over there. Let's go. Alright, we're gonna head that way then. Alright, I need to go grab my troll staff.
Finding another fortress, I went back home to grab my troll staff, which is really overpowered for sieging fortresses, because you can summon trolls from the outside to take everything out without even doing anything yourself, making them much easier to take on.
Have I not been wearing pants this whole time? When did I do that? That flame metal is actually in the rock. That's actually a safe one to get. I'm gonna grab that later. Don't do it. You just shoot me? What the hell? I must accidentally hit him. It's a good thing I have my shield on. They are actually destroying my trolls. God damn. I'm gonna take this spawner out.
I think the difficulty of the enemies seemed to be taking out my trolls quickly, making it harder than it usually is. But the good thing was I could just keep summoning them until it was clear.
Oh my god. I think it's because there's a 2-star warlock in there. Yeah, that's a 2-star warlock. That's why they're getting frickin' demolished. Pretty crazy though. I'll just keep summoning them until they're dead. I think that killed them.
I actually summoned so many trolls that the interior tower is damaged, which was nice because that means I wouldn't have to dig under.
Alright. There's some ore.
Assessing the damage, I walked around collecting all the loot that was on the ground.
Nice. That's 3 too. Yeah, I got some jade. How much flame metal did I get? 29. That's less than the other one, but actually not that bad either. Got a lot more gems this time.
This is actually a really good haul, 6 gems and almost 30 ore. This meant I could upgrade my weapons even further, which would help me in my further exploration of the Ashlands. And finding another boss stone also put me one step closer to my main target, Fader. And in the pitch black of the morning, I went back with my spoils to rearm and resupply.
Come on, man. Followed me all the way back to South Harbor. Bro! Go away! Oh shit.
Getting all my flame metal smelted, I was eager to get back to the Ashlands to upgrade my gear and continue my hunt. I felt like I was making really good progress and the Ashlands has actually been going better than expected.
Oh. Alright guys, don't judge me here. But you know it's better than 1 Ash Fang? 2 Ash Fangs. And then I can make both the root and the storm one. I'm gonna go for thundering berserker axes too.
I know, not all of you are big fans of my bow usage, but I was already using 2 as it is, so I figured having 1 for damage and 1 for kiting would be good.
Damn, look how cool that thing looks.
If you don't know what these enchants do, the lightning-based weapons have a 20% chance to apply chain lightning to your target, and the root-based weapons have a 20% chance to immobilize, so they're both really good.
Look at that. You actually can't move. Nice. Alright, we're gonna bring the spine snap back.
My bad guys, I meant to say I'd be using 3 bows because the spine snap is still actually pretty good for this biome. Having now 4 skeletons and these upgraded weapons, I honestly felt a whole lot stronger than when I first landed on this hellscape of an island. Now I was actually able to hold my own and dispatch enemies fairly effectively. Heading back to my second cleared fortress, I now pivoted my direction to where this boss stone pointed, hopefully getting closer to Fader's altar. As you can see, I was definitely taking things down more effectively, but I needed to be sure to keep my shield on because some enemies were still able to one-shot me.
Bro.
And I could still very easily get overwhelmed.
Huh.
These Devouger were luckily able to bail me out this time, but I would definitely have to be more careful in the future. On a side note, I've noticed a lot more Devouger along my path than I usually do roaming around the Ashlands. It almost seems like they spawn beside my roads. Do any of you know if this is actually true?
Alright, we'll head back.
With the sun sinking, I headed back for the night, but that's when I make a discovery that I definitely didn't see before.
Oh. You just barely see it. We'll have to head that way tomorrow then.
Making good progress, I decided it'd be a good time to head back and take care of some chores around South Harbor.
I'm out of trees.
At this point, I've cut down so many fir trees that I was actually running out of seeds, so I'd have to resort to cutting down the pines. And to craft the Ask armor set, I would have to renew my flax farm to make linen thread, something I haven't had to do since the plains. Yet again, I had to go back to collect sap and more freeze glands for arrows. Maybe you guys are right to say that I should hang up the bow if I do a run like this again. Crafting my frost arrows, I was pretty much just waiting for the linen thread to be done, so I made some more meads and chopped down some more trees.
Oh, should I do a quick skills check, guys? $675.
And on the morning of day 675, I was finally ready to continue my search for Fader, so I headed back to the dark and scary Ashlands.
Alright. I can't fight them. I don't have any shield.
And with all the materials ready, I was able to craft an overdue armor upgrade.
I'm at 122 now. Okay, so it's 18 difference. I'll take 18 more damage. But I'm faster. Way faster. I'll do more damage and I can attack more. So hopefully it's a good trade-off. Well, this is gonna take some getting used to. I'm way faster than I have been this whole time. They look pretty cool too. Look how much faster I am actually.
Using my new armor, I was able to navigate my paths way quicker than I was before. I know it might be a little more dangerous wearing this armor set, but I think it'll be worth it.
Okay, it was over this way. Yeah, there it is. What's on like the other side of lava? I'm gonna bring enough wood or stone to get in. Alright, that's good enough. No, it's not good enough.
Not bringing enough wood or stone to actually enter the fortress, I'd have to figure out my own way in.
Bro. Yeah. I think my trolls cleared it. Looks like they did. There's still a spawner over there. She dropped like wood. Why would he drop wood? I don't know, but I wish he did. I could jump on my skeletons. Hold on. Okay. We're in. Bloodstone. That's what we needed. Did he get in? Oh, I didn't break in. That makes sense, though. Oh, there's some more. 30. Anything else in here? Or 30 ore? 34? Alright, let's see if we can get under this. Bell fragment? What's that? Jade? Okay. We'll swap this out for the jade. And obviously we need the bell fragments. So... stone. Just one. Hopefully there's more than that. Yeah, there is. Can just grab the ore and get out of here, I think. Hopefully I don't run into any problems here.
Another fortress down, I was able to find another bloodstone which would allow me to do the final upgrade to my black forge, making it so I was able to upgrade all my gear to max level.
Okay, so I need to get that flame metal. Upgrade all of those. Upgrade my spine snap. I can upgrade my cape right now.
I would still need to kill more Ashfin to upgrade my armor, but I had collected enough flame metal ore from that last siege to upgrade my weapons, so I quickly went back to smelt.
Alright, so I have 8 bell fragments, so I still need to find one more fortress.
Needing 9 bell fragments to make the 3 bells to summon Fader, I still need to clear one more fortress. I'm so confused. Wrexham now. Now that I've cleared 3 fortresses and made most of the meaningful upgrades to my gear, my main goal now was to find Fader, so I'd head back to the path I made for my second fortress to hopefully track him down. Sorry, bro. Gonna need to shack up for the night soon. I have to take down a couple of these trees. Being almost a day's journey from Ashgard now, I'd have to sleep through the night using makeshift campsites. Oh, I'm at the coast again. Wondering if I'm at the opposite coast. Venturing coast to coast, I was kind of at a loss, so I scouted the general area to make sure I didn't miss the boss halter. There's like 10 million vultures here. Okay. I've finally been overwhelmed, I think. I'm gonna go back. After days on the road, my resources were pretty much tapped, so I made the long run back to base. While I sail back the same way for the 100th time, I would like you to look at this. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. You've watched this far, so help your guy out. And of course, it was time for yet another sap run.
Why is that 0? Bro. I'm cracked.
Crafting some more Eider food, I was finally ready to return to the Ashlands, but this time I'd go back to the third fortress I cleared and follow that stone's direction so I could attempt to pinpoint the boss location between the 3 fortresses.
Damn. That was nice. Okay, I'm gonna keep going this way instead.
This is weird to say, but I honestly think the Ashlands has been the best biome since the Meadows for no map exploration. I think it's really cool that there's a lot of boss stones to track down Fader, and it actually gives you a really clean progression. It just sucks that it's so unoptimized and mob dense. But overall in this playthrough, I've been liking it way more than the Mistlands. What are your guys' thoughts on the Ashlands? Is it good how it is, or should they make it a little less difficult? One idea I had since noticing more Dweger around, I think it would be cool if they spawned more as you cleared areas, kind of like they were retaking the land.
There's another fortress. It's the last one I need. I don't have my troll staff with me.
Because I didn't bring my troll staff with me, I decided to just clear this one the old-fashioned way, instead of running back all the way to Ashgard to grab it.
Really?
As you can see, when I lose my shield, I always tend to go towards some sort of cover. This is so enemies have to path around, giving me enough time to replenish my shield. After taking out all the spawners, all I needed to do was clear out the inside and claim it as my own.
Alright, well that went well. And I'm over at the coast again. 45, damn. I want a Warlock trophy. Pretty cool. Actually go to bed here. It's for better visibility for you guys, you know?
You honestly get so much flame metal from these fortresses that you really don't need to go mine it, which is kind of nice for me playing on hardcore.
Yeah, another boss stone.
I didn't notice at the time, but these actually only have a 50% chance to spawn, so it's insanely lucky that all 4 of the fortresses I've cleared has had them.
Actually showing me back towards the other tower. So somewhere in between. We're narrowing it down, guys. I'm not gonna be able to hold all of them. Alright, I'll head back and then I'll explore in between the two. Try to find the boss.
Narrowing it down even more, I felt like I was getting really close, so I went back to Ashgard to quickly resupply so I could head right back out. While I was there, I did the last upgrades on my gear, pretty much maxing me out. I know I talked about how exploration has been far easier in the Ashlands than the Mistlands, but the real question is, which one is more difficult? I'm still kind of undecided on that, but surprisingly, so far I think the Ashlands has definitely been a little easier. Maybe if I made the staff protection earlier, it would have made the Mistlands better, because it's really that good. But I still have to survive the fight with Fader to really make that decision. So it's showing this way. I kind of need to head out in like this direction. My path was now kind of heading back towards the second fortress, so I was kind of hoping that it was somewhere in the middle of the fortresses. Holy shit. Am I gonna run out of arrows? No. We're good. Oh god, he's free. Ah, we connected paths. Huh. Since I connected with the path from the second fortress, I decided I would continue that one in the direction I was heading. Of course. Why not? Oh, it let me sleep right next to the enemies. The tactic I'm using here is resetting my shield because if you don't know, replenishing a shield that is already active does not actually reset the damage that I can take, it only resets the time, so bursting the shield off to refresh it is a good strategy sometimes. It's just never ending. Hordes of enemies. Wow. Alright, well, I guess I'll go back. Oh, I saw another fortress over there. If I need it. What? Why is the bed burning? Just run back to Ashgard. Running low on durability and arrows, I was forced to head back, but I really felt like I was on the right track because the fourth and second paths were both heading in the same direction, so I felt like it was just a matter of time before I found him.
690. That rock is almost gone now. I don't know if I can even jump up anymore. I didn't even notice that. Damn. Don't want to fight that guy. Because the last fortress I cleared was pointing kind of down the coast. Or at least towards that other fortress, so I think it's more towards that way. Oh wow. Caught me without my shield on, actually hit me. I want to take the left path. Picking up where I left off, I continued my search while fighting off hordes of enemies from all directions. I killed all my skeletons. Guys, I think that's it. I'm just gonna summon all my skeletons to be sure. That's definitely it. Look at that. Yes. We found it. And after 700 days, we finally located the 7th boss. Will I be able to take him down? I guess you'll just have to wait to find out. Thank you for watching all the way till the end, and be sure to like and subscribe for more.